Today we take Ultimate Dungeon Terrain to the next level with the Ultimate GM Screen Dungeon Edition. This new GM screen works seamlessly with Ultimate Dungeon Terrain, doubles as a display for your miniatures, and it's magnetic. Plus it's dirt cheap and easy to make. We show you how today on Dungeon Craft.
Deathbringer here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and sign up for the Deathbringer RPG newsletter below.
Welcome to Dungeon Craft. I'm Professor DM, and this channel is about homebrew tabletop role-playing games and crafting. So subscribe, click the bell icon, and set it for all to receive all notifications. If you've been following this channel for any length of time, you may recognize this. This is Ultimate Dungeon Terrain, aka Dungeon Pizza. It is for zone-based miniature play. And recently I made this screen to go with it, and I use it for my campaign anytime the players go into the city. And I asked viewers if they wanted to see dungeon terrain, and they said yes. So today I present my Ultimate DM Screen Dungeon Edition. And this version is actually magnetic, so you can create little doors and gates and remove them and change the setting when you want. Here's an above shot, and you can see how the Ultimate GM Screen and Ultimate Dungeon Terrain work together to create a uniform look. And today I'm going to show you how to use it and how to make it. You may have seen my previous Ultimate GM Screen video, which featured a city front. So if your players say, we want to go to the city, boom, they're in a city. Or, hey, we want to go to a dungeon, boom, you're in a dungeon. This screen is high enough that you can hide your dice, but low enough that you could still grab snacks and have easy access to your miniatures. I'm never sure why GM screens have to be 11 inches high. If you're not familiar with UDT or Ultimate Dungeon Terrain, the concept is simple. Instead of cluttering up your table with terrain, the center zone represents the character's torchlight. It's like a spotlight for the group. Then you build a dungeon around them. You say, you descend the stairs into the torture chamber, and place the stairs, doors, and other features. UDT allows you to play with miniatures and terrain without cluttering up your table. It's easy to set up, easy to clean up, and easy to store. And UDT is versatile. It could be a dungeon, a cave, or a city street. It's like a Broadway show set, like Hamilton.
You said the magic word.
What?
Hamilton. Out of a bastard, orphan, son of a whore,
Oh
and a
my God.
Scotsman dropped in the middle of a forgotten
He's singing Hamilton.
spot in the Caribbean by Providence, impoverished in squalor.
So it's like Les Miserables. It could be a street, a tavern, a barricade, or a sewer in seconds, with the main characters always in the middle. And people always ask in the comments, what if a character moves 300 feet away? The circles are abstract. The center circle is within a few feet. Anyone in the center can move and make a melee attack on anyone else in the center. The outer circle is ranged attacks, and any distance a character can run in around. So it could be 300 feet, or if they have boots of speed, it could be 900 feet. It's abstract. The outermost circle is out of sight, but within hearing distance. The other question, Professor, what if a character decides to move out of all the circles? Then they're out of sight, out of spell range, out of earshot, and completely severed from the rest of the party, where they will probably be surrounded by hundreds of monsters and ripped apart and eaten. And that may happen one time before the players figure out not to split the party. Now, let me show you how to make it. The Dungeon GM screen has the same dimensions as the city screen. Each of the 7 panels is 2 inches wide for a total of 14 inches and 4 inches tall. The base is made from a peel and stick laminate floor tile I cut with a utility knife. I score each panel so I can bend them, and I'll glue them into place with a hot glue gun. But not yet. First I make the floor. It's made out of styrofoam paper plates. I make sure my center circle lines up to the pattern on my UDT and cut the plate into strips with scissors and draw out the flagstone pattern with my gel roller. I just press them onto the sticky side of the floor tile. Then I hot glue the wall into place. Special thanks to my friend Claudia for giving me these plates. They're currently banned in the state of New Jersey where I live because they contain chlorofluorocarbons. Ironically, CFCs are also in laminate floor tiles, laundry detergent, hairspray, PVC piping, refrigerators, air conditioners, cars, LCD monitors, printers, computers, but for some reason it's the plates that are the straw that breaks the camel's back. So if you can't get your hands on them in your state, you can use a green stuff roller instead. Sometimes the panels break, no problem, just hot glue them back together. The bricks are carved from little chunks of XPS foam, removing the mortar lines with a penknife and gluing each section into place, or you can cut each brick individually. If you don't want to make bricks, you can buy a bag of them on Etsy. The key is to stagger your bricks so the mortar lines don't line up.
Like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. And stay tuned for some bonus content at the end.
Stamp the bricks with a ball of aluminum foil to give them that stone texture and glue them into place. Carve each 2-inch panel into 8 lines so they're cinder block scale for a 25 to 30 millimeter miniature. For the arches, I wish I could give you exact measurements, but I can't. I just eyeballed it. This is not Black Magic Craft. That guy knows what he's doing. I'm just a guy with XPS, a knife, and some free time. That's what it looks like when it's done. On the bottom I used panels, on the top I used individual bricks so you could see the difference. Next I mix Mod Podge with black paint and cover the entire surface. When it's dry, I covered that with tan craft paint. Great camera shots of my hairy knuckles. That's what it looks like when it's done. Then I add additional colors like honey brown and gray for variety. You can see the green devil face from my upcoming Tomb of Horrors video there. After it's dry, I dry brush the entire surface with tan to give it a more uniform look and it'll look more like real stone. This is the back. You can put any charts on it that you want. Personally, I don't use them. The game breaks down to a 15 or better, you did it. 9 or less, you didn't. 10 to 14, maybe you did it. The only thing I keep track of is players' hit points, but that's up to you. While I'm waiting for the paint on the wall to dry, I work on the gates. They're made out of this plastic mesh crafters called granny grating. The official name of it is plastic mesh canvas sheets. You can get them on Amazon. Kind of pricey, but it's a lifetime supply. You just cut out the shape you want, glue it to a piece of laminate floor tile, and just paint it silver, and you have a gate. If you want to know how I make my doors, you should check out Dungeon Craft episode 9. That is way back there. But there I show you how to craft a door. It's really easy. The magnets. These are tiny magnets I got on Amazon. You can glue them to the base wall before you put on the bricks. Then drop one into place and put a little super glue on it. Press the door or whatever wall decoration you want against it and it'll stick to the door. Then you pull the door off. Now the magnet is in the right place. Super simple. The next day, after the paint is dry, I wash the wall to knit all those colors together. I create my own wash using black ink. The formula is 1 part ink to 10 parts water. I also add in a little green and sepia or brown to make it look grimy, and a tiny drop of dish soap detergent to help it flow and the cracks better. But you can use a commercial wash like Nuln Oil, and that works just as well. Great camera work here as I turn my wall away from the camera, but you get the idea. I cover the whole thing. And if there are any puddles, you can wipe it away with your brush or sop it up with your bristles. And when it's dry, it looks like this. And our Dungeon Master screen is complete. I also hit it with some Varathane satin spray sealer to protect it from my players' oily pizza fingers. And it makes a great mini display too. If you like these miniatures, I show you how to paint them on another video coming up next. Thanks for watching, and may all your rolls be 20s.
There's a grief that can't be spoken. There's a pain goes on and on. Empty chairs at empty tables. Now my friends are dead and gone.
You killed them, didn't you?
I did.
Whatever. Watch more Dungeon Craft. Welcome, patrons, to the bonus content. I just got back from Mythicon in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, where I hung out with Jim, the tabletop engineer and publisher of Delver, and DM Scotty, author of the fantastic Easy D6. Links to those below, as well as Baron DeRop at Dungeon Masterpiece, in addition to my many friends, patrons, and family members. I just want to do a couple quick shout outs. Matt Thompson, author of Critical Hit Parader. It is a fanzine for use with Dungeon Crawl Classics and other old school games. You can get that at the link below. And Brian and Candy, who gave me some cool 3D printed UDT, as well as this lovely prayer shawl. If you don't know, I had some cancer last year, so I wasn't able to attend Mythicon. But I really appreciate it, Brian and Candy. I will treasure it always. And thanks to everyone for all their thoughts and prayers and well wishes for my recovery. Now, if you don't know, Mythicon is the crafters convention, and the highlight is the annual craft off, where all competitors are given a randomly selected model and a chunk of XPS foam. They have to make a diorama for that model in just 4 hours using only the supplies in the room. And all submissions are anonymous, so you can't put your name on your project. You're given a randomly assigned number so the judges can be impartial. It was a tough field. I was up against DM Scotty. How did it turn out? Well, you'll just have to see. I'm getting ready for the big craft off. And I'm sitting next to Kim and Lisa. Over there is DM Scotty. Scotty, turn around again. This is for the Patreon. Kim was lucky enough to get this Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
I have.
Exciting.
I have a bookkeeper guy.
Professor Dungeon Master here, making his whatever that is. Little thing.
What is it?
UDT. Look at him working so hard. Dad, you're the best. I love you.
Thanks again to all the patrons and friends who came out to this year's Mythicon and all the organizers. I had a great time. I can't wait to come back next year. And now I got to do whatever it is I do. I'll see you soon. May all your rolls be 20s.